I hope you guys can see all right. I gotta get this camera rolling. Better camera rolling. Okay. This is the Geneva Bible. 1599 predates the. Predates the King James version by quite a number of years. 1599. Genesis 6 through 10. Okay. Genesis chapter 6. So when men began to be multiplied upon the earth, and there were daughters born unto them, then the sons of God saw the daughters of men, and they were fair, and they took them wives of all that they liked. Therefore the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, because he is but flesh, and his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days. Yeah. And after that, the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, and they had borne them children. These were mighty men, which in old time were men of renown. When the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and all the imaginations of the thoughts of his heart were only evil continually, then it repented the Lord that he had made man in the earth, and he was sorry in his heart. Therefore the Lord said, I will destroy from the earth the man whom I have created, from man to beast, to the creeping thing, and to the fowl of the heaven. For I repent that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just and upright man in his time. And Noah walked with God. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was also corrupted before God, for the earth was filled with cruelty. Then God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, An end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with cruelty through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of pine trees. Thou shalt make cabins in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. And thus shalt thou make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make in the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. Thou shalt make it with the low second and third room. And I, behold, I will bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh. Wherein is the breath of life under heaven? All that is in the earth shall perish. But with thee will I establish my covenant. And thou shalt go into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou cause to come into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. Of the fowls after their kind, of the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. 2 of every sort shall come unto thee, that thou mayest keep them alive. And take thou with thee of all meat that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, that it may be meat for thee and for them. Noah therefore did according unto all that God commanded him, even so did he. Genesis chapter 7. And the Lord said unto Noah, Enter thou and all thine house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this age. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female. But of unclean beasts by couples, the male and his female. Of the fowls also of the heaven by sevens, male and female, to keep seed alive upon the whole earth. For 7 days hence I will cause it rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and all of the substance that I have made will I destroy off from the earth. Noah therefore did according to all that the Lord commanded him, and Noah was 600 years old when the floods of waters was upon the earth. So Noah entered, and his sons and his wife, and his sons' wives with him into the ark because of the flood, because of the waters of the flood. Of the clean beasts and of the unclean beasts and of the fowls and all that creepeth upon the earth, there came two and two unto Noah into the ark, male and female. And God had commanded Noah. And so after 7 days, the waters of the floods were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, is the same day where all the foundations of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open. And the rain was upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. In the self same day entered Noah with Shem and Ham and Japheth, and the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth and moveth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, even every bird of every feather. For they came to Noah into the ark, 2 and 2, of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they entering in came male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. Then the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters were increased and bare up to the ark, which was lifted up above the earth. The waters also waxed strong and were increased exceedingly upon the earth, and the ark went above the water. The ark went upon the waters. The waters prevailed so exceedingly upon the earth that all the high mountains that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail when the mountains were covered. Then all flesh perished that moved upon the earth, both fowl and cattle and beasts, and everything that creepeth and moveth upon the earth, and every man, everything in whose nostrils the spirit of life did breathe. Whatsoever they were in the dry land, they died. So whosoever that were in the dry land, they died. So he destroyed everything that was upon the earth, from man to beast, to the creeping thing, and to the fowl of the heaven. And they were even destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained, and they were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed upon the earth in 150 days. Genesis chapter 8. Now God remembered Noah and every beast, and all the cattle that were with him in the ark. Therefore God made a wind to pass upon the earth, and the waters ceased. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters returned from above the earth, going and returning. And after the end of the 150th day, the waters abated. And in the 7th month, in the 17th day of the month, the ark rested upon the mountains of Ararat. And the waters were going and decreasing until the 10th month. And the 10th month, and in the 1st day of the month, there were the tops of the mountains seen. So after 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and sent forth the raven, which went going forth and returning, until the waters were dried up upon the earth. Again he sent a dove from them, and he might see if the waters were diminished from off the earth. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot. Therefore she returned unto him in the ark, for the waters were upon the whole earth. And he put forth his hand and received her, and took her to him into the ark. And he abode yet another 7 days. And again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came to him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf that she had plucked. Whereby Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. Notwithstanding, he waited yet another 7 days and sent forth a dove, which returned not again unto him anymore. And in the 601 year, in the first day of the first month, the waters were dried up from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the upper part of the ground was dry. And in the second month, in the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the dry earth, the earth dry. Then God spake to Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou, and thy wife, and thy sons wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every beast that is with thee, of all flesh, both fowl and cattle, and everything that creepeth and moveth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and bring forth fruit, and increase upon the earth. So Noah came forth, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him, every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, all that moveth upon the earth. After their kinds went out of the ark, then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took up every clean beast and every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings upon the altar. And the Lord smelled a savor of rest. And the Lord said in his heart, I will henceforth curse the ground no more for man's cause. For the imagination of man's heart is evil, even from his youth. Neither will I smite any more all things living as I have done. Hereafter seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease, so long as the earth remaineth. Genesis chapter 9. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Bring forth fruit, and multiply, and replenish the earth. Also the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the heaven, upon all that moveth on the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. Everything that moveth and liveth shall be meat for you, as the green herb. Have I given you all things, but flesh with the life thereof, with the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. For surely I will require your blood wherein your lives are. At the hands of every beast will I require it. At the hands of every beast will I require it. And at the hand of man, even at the hand of a man's brother, will I require the life of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God hath he made man. Okay. Excuse me. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God hath he made man. But bring ye forth fruit and multiply, grow plentiful on the earth, and increase herein. God spake also to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, Behold, even I, establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, with the fowl, with the cattle, and with every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark unto every beast of the earth. And my covenant will I establish with you, that from henceforth all flesh shall not be rooted out by the waters of the flood, neither shall there be a flood to destroy this earth anymore. Then God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you, and between every living thing that is with you unto perpetual generations. I have set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. And when I shall cover the earth with the cloud, and the bow shall be seen in the sky, then I will remember my covenant which is between me and you, and between every living thing in all flesh. And there shall be no more waters of a flood to destroy all flesh. Therefore the bow shall be in the cloud, that I may see it. and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living thing and all flesh that is upon the earth. God said yet to Noah, this is the sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. Now the sons of Noah going forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. Noah also began to be a husbandman, and planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine, and was drunken, and was uncovered in the midst of his tent. And when Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, he told his two brethren without. Then took Shem and Japheth a garment, and put it over their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father with their faces backwards, so they not saw their father's nakedness. Then Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan. A servant of servants shall be unto his brethren. He said, moreover, Blessed be the Lord of God of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. God persuade Japheth that he may dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. So all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Genesis chapter 10. Now there are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, unto whom sons were born after the flood. The sons of Japheth were Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshish, and Tiras. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, interesting, and Riphath, and Togarmah. And also the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarnish, Kittim, and Dodinim. Of these were the isles of the Gentiles divided into the lands, every man after his tongue and after their families in their nations. Moreover, the sons of Ham were Cush, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Sepah, and Hulai, and Sapah, and Ramah, and Sabachah. Also the sons of Ramah were Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begot Nimrod, who began to be mighty in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it was said, as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. Out of that land came Assyria, and built Nineveh, and the city Rehoboth, and Cana. Resen also between Nineveh and Cana, this is a great city. And Mizraim begat Lydium, and Enanim, and Libidim, and Naphatim. Pathrusam also, and Kashem. Out without came the Philistines, and Capatorms. Also Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and Jebusi, and Amori, and Gashi, and Heber, and Arki, and Sini, and Arvida, and Zemiri, and Hamath. And afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. Then the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as thou comest near to Gerar until Gaza, and as thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah, and Adah, and Zeboim, even unto Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, according to their families, according to their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. Unto Shem also, the father of all sons of Eber, the eldest brother of Japheth, were children born. The sons of Shem were Elam, Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the sons of Aram, Uz, and Hul, and Gether, and Mash. Also Arphaxad begat Salah, and Salah begat Eber. Unto Eber also were born two sons. The name of the one was Peleg, for in the days was the earth divided. And his brother's name was Joktan. Then Joktan begat Alamodad and Sheplat and Harvamasa and Jerah and Hardanam and Uso and Dikta and Opal and Abiel and Sheba and Ophir and Halan and Jabad, and all these were the sons of Joktan. And their dwelling was from Mesha, as thou goest up to Sephar, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem, according to their families, according to their tongues, in their countries and nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations, among their people, and out of these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. Oh, okay. That was rough a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, I don't understand all those words, or all the names very good. But that's all right. All right.